HarperCollins presents The Universe by Andrew Cohen, with a foreword by Professor Brian Cox, read by Davies.
Contemplating the universe is exhilarating and terrifying in equal measure. Nobody, professional scientist or otherwise, understands how to internalize the fact that we exist, alone, as far as we can tell, in a void illuminated by 2 trillion galaxies. Perhaps that's why, as I say in the introduction to the television series on which this book is based, that there's a sense of relief that rises with the dawn. The brightening sky hides the stars and the questions that they pose. What questions? Questions that run the risk of sounding naive because they are profound. Questions, perhaps, we feel we should not ask in educated company. Wonder is unfashionable amongst fashionable cynics. How did the universe begin? How will it end? What is the meaning of it all? Childlike? Maybe. Childish? Certainly not. The first 2 are eminently askable because they fall comfortably within the domain of science. That's not to say that we're able to answer them, but the study of the origin and fate of the universe are the province of cosmology, the foundation of which is Einstein's theory of general relativity, published in 1915. For 100 years, we've possessed a scientific theory that forces us to contemplate the beginning of time, supported by a century of astronomical observations. We live, certainly, in an expanding universe. The distances between the galaxies are increasing today, and that implies that in the past, the galaxies were closer together. If we run the equations backwards, we find that everything was very close together 13.8 billion years ago, and we call that the Big Bang. We've even detected the afterglow of the Big Bang as ancient light known as the cosmic microwave background radiation. In the old days, I tell you that it formed part of the static fuzz on a detuned TV set, and you could have watched the ghosts of creation dance for yourself. We know, therefore, that the universe has not always been like the one we observe today in our cosmic neighborhood. Old, cold, almost empty, save for occasional islands of light scattered as snowflakes on the wind. Long ago, it was hot and dense and highly energetic, and out of those fires, we emerged. The story of our emergence is written today not in ancient texts, but in textbooks, because we've observed it rather than invented it. The way to understand nature is to look at it. Inside our supercomputers, we build simulated universes and watch as great lanes of dark matter condense as morning dew on a spider's web, in patterns laid down by subatomic scale fluctuations when our universe was less than 1/1000th of a second old. We see stars and galaxies form around the scaffolding of the web, and planets condense from the leftovers. On our planet, we've seen active geology encourage carbon atoms to form into long-chain molecules that encode information, and we understand, in broad scope, how evolution by natural selection allowed those molecules to write symphonies. This series was filmed in unprecedented times, during a global pandemic predicted by science, and ultimately alleviated by science. I think that experience shaped the series, and made it more philosophical and perhaps more polemical. After all, the reliable knowledge upon which our understanding of genetics and viruses and vaccines rests was not acquired by fashionable cynics, but by people driven by wonder. The foundations of that wonder lie amongst the stars, because astronomy is the oldest science, and therefore a heartfelt celebration of astronomy feels both apposite and necessary. Today, the questions posed by the heavens still stretch the human mind beyond its capabilities, and without such challenges to our insular vanity, there will be no progress. From the greatest of galaxies to the supermassive black holes at their heart, the sky is populated by natural objects we don't yet understand. And that's why the sky is so valuable a resource.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?